good evening to you both. Great to have you both on. Tania, you know, we've got a situation, as I said, in the US. They're actually looking to fight against censorship. Here in Australia, Labor is running towards it. Do you hold concerns for this bill?
Oh, look, you have to. Look, it's mad in name and mad in nature. We're going to end up in a showdown, I think, with the US because you've got the US heading into empowering freedom of thought, freedom of expression. We know that Donald Trump will have a very anti-censorship leadership. And here in Australia, you've got Albanese and his, I think, woeful Communication Minister Michelle Rowland, putting forward a bill that, it's textbook straight out of communist China. I mean, it's trying to set up the Great Firewall of Australia here, and everyone should be rightly concerned. It will be about limiting freedom of thought. It will be about limiting not just people within politics, but all across different industries. You know, the idea that we would try to regulate what people put on, the content they put on the internet is absurd. It's like, it's not a state library where you can just pick and choose what books you want on the shelf, okay? It doesn't work that way, the internet. And this idea that we're going to ask Google and Meta and so forth to self-regulate, that won't work. In the end, what they want to do is empower ACMA. We know that. That's the fallback position inside this bit of legislation they've put forward. And that's the last thing we want to see is ACMA being empowered and dictating to people what they can and can't see on the internet.
Yes.
This is all very bad news. I'm surprised at Albanese, knowing that there's a lot of concern out there within the voterland about it, is actually pursuing it, which tells me they're just trying to hide what else is out there. Let's hide the issue of inflation, let's hide the economy issues, what's really hurting Australia, and let's focus on this.
I mean, Michelle Rowland said it, somebody might climb up a mobile phone tower. I mean, it's extraordinary. And I want to ask you about this, Claire, because the lead singer of Australian band The Jezebels, she's been cancelled because she posted a photo of herself on Instagram with a MAGA hat. She said she did it for shock value, to get the attention of followers, and to condemn Labor's misinformation bill in that extensive post. I mean, Claire, anyone who stands up to it is a hero in my view. But the reality is she could possibly be done for misinformation.
Yeah, absolutely she could. And like you both said, the elephant in the room is actually who is the arbiter of who decides of what misinformation is. And in that same interview with Michelle Rowland on Ben Fordham's show, I thought there was this really circular argument that she gave where she tried to distance the government. Oh no, we're going to put it back to the platforms, as Tania said, and the platforms will have to decide what they publish needs to be the truth. Well, who's monitoring that and then enforcing that it is the truth? At the end of the day, ACMA, the government, the platforms, it comes back to an individual human, right, with their own flaws and their own biases and their own decision making of who is this actual person that's deciding what is truth and reality and what we can view and what we can't view. So like a lot of things and a lot of bills that are going before the government at the moment, I think it's just a can of worms that haven't been thought through. It sounds all good and we're here to protect you, but even that line itself, the government will be here to protect you, should have people questioning it.
Well, it's under the guise of harm minimisation.
That's right.
And that's the problem. Well, let's see what the crossbench come back with.
Well, we hope there's some hope there.
Fingers crossed. we certainly hope so.